kind of happened naturally. Grateful for my teammates. They basically did the hard work. I just passed them the ball. They had to make the shot and whatnot. But overall, it was special. But our goal is to win games and championships. So I definitely want to focus on kind of keep moving that forward. Maybe in the future, I'll look back and think about it, but not as of right now. It's special and definitely cool to see.
This program, obviously, under Tom, the point guard has been is a feature part of the offense. Guys like they talk about breaking Cash's record, routine, all that. Do you ever think of yourself in that category or trying to get to that category?
Definitely something that I wanted to reach. Those guys had great careers here, Final Fours, even my team national champion. So that's definitely stuff and goals that I have of myself. So definitely take me a while, to get there. Hopefully, we can knock some of those goals out this year and whatnot. But just their history and what they've done here has been special. So I know that was definitely something that I wanted to work towards. And the assist record was something small and keep pushing forward. But overall, Final Fours and championships, national championship, that's goals and things you strive for being here. And that's something that me and the guys and the coaching staff that we all want to get.
Jeremy, Tom has been talking a lot about how Denham's going to be getting more minutes coming up. I'm curious how often you and Denham are talking and what those conversations are like to make sure you're on the same page come March.
A lot. I think Denham is a great piece for us. He comes in, he does his job, get guys shots, defend, make plays. Like last game UCLA, he came in and had a charge right away. Like that was huge. That got Trent Perry a second foul. He missed I believe most of the first half. So just like he comes in and make plays that you don't think is effective, but it's huge for the team and the squad. So just obviously understanding that we need him, and we talk to him and he talks to me what he see on the bench, and I talk to him like maybe you should have drove and hit this pass, or maybe you should have shot this, and he kind of see things that I don't see. So it's kind of a good combination, just being able to talk and another guard sees basketball and IQ.
Right, and after UCLA, where there maybe were some slip-ups, I'm curious, what are the things you're working on this week to make sure you're focused come Thursday?
A little bit of everything. I think that UCLA game really came down to energy and effort, and that's really not acceptable on our part, on our side. But let's just be the ones to take the fight to the other team, whoever it is, and let's do it early. It's like offensive rebound, defense, offense. And I felt like we kind of played on our heels a little bit on offense and defense, and they dictated the game. And usually we're dictating the game, so we didn't do our job there. But good thing that game and that tournament is over, and now everybody's 0-0 and anybody can be beat.
I'm wondering about you got the dice in the end. How's that, and how just physically are you with the minutes now heading into the tournament? Just the fatigue factor versus the adrenaline factor of this time of year.
Well, honestly, I'm kind of fine right now. Kind of upset that we didn't get Big Ten tournament, but at the same time, we kind of got a couple of days off. But overall, I'll be fine. When Thursday come at 4 o'clock, I'll be ready to go, and I know the guys will be ready to go. And I don't think, fatigue is a factor. This is kind of something you practice for. Like when you practice 2 hours, 2:30, like you get used to your body being a little sore, a little tired. It just teach you mentally and physically how to fight through a little soreness, a little tiredness. And overall, if the practices are harder than the games should be a little bit easier and whatnot, and just being able to do your job there. So I think overall, me and the guys will be ready when that time comes.
In your recovery last year, how were you physically going into the tournament last year, and how does it compare maybe to this year now? I mean, do you feel like you're a lot closer to where you were?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think this whole year has been a lot closer than where I was at one point, and I think last year mentally I was there. Physically, in my body early was giving me signs. You're getting better. Like, I still know back first half of the season, I was falling and tripping a lot. That's just me trying to move fast and not having my feet and legs under me. But then now, I feel good, be able to jump, rebound, do everything that I was able to do. So I really feel great right now, and heading towards the right direction.
Is that body and mind connecting there?
For sure, I definitely think that's huge this year, and just being able to be on the same page. With a little bit of everything that I do, like coordination, balance, all of that stuff is really huge.
We were just talking to Cohen about his dunk tape and all the ones he's had in his career, but I wonder when the first time you saw him dunk, I know you guys came in together. What was that like?
It was crazy. I remember seeing him. It was 16U. We were in not Augusta, Georgia, but it was a Georgia tournament. I was playing 17U with Brad Bill. He was playing 16U with Georgia Stars. And our 16U Brad Bill Elite was playing Georgia Stars, and he must have got a steal and windmill. And I was like, what just happened? I was 16 too, so that was like insane. Like, he took off windmill, like head above the rim. In the AAU, the back jam, and it was crazy. But that was probably the first time I seen him dunk, and after that, started seeing him blowing up ever since that 16U. He just kept going, and then we started recruiting him. So it's been great.
Because I think the thing that stands out to some of us is like we see him do one in practice, and it's
Yeah.
like there's the instant like, look at that, and then everyone just turns the page because it's routine. Like,
I mean, when you kind of see it 5 years, 4 years, whatever, how long I've been seeing it, now it's not. It's kind of normal.
Sure.
But in the game, for sure, you got that energy, that fire. Then you get hyped. Everybody get hyped in the game. But, now in practice, it's like, oh, it's Cohen. It's Cohen again doing some crazy dunk that no one in the gym can do.
Did you have
But-
a favorite one?
yeah.
Favorite dunk.
The Ole Miss one?
Ole Miss was pretty cool. I like our freshman year when he dunked over him. And that was crazy at home. And then probably windmill at Purdue was crazy. I told him he got to get an East Bay, but that should be coming soon.
Did you ever play or know that Wheeler Thomas kid? I know Chicagoland's pretty big, but I didn't know if you.
A little. I know from Elgin. I know he did. Believe he's a year older than me. He might have redshirted, or I don't know. I don't know if we're the same class, but I do know he played back at home, the Illinois area, and he was good there. Like, he played in Elgin, and I would always see like this page Sloche like have all the top schools, and he always was a player for sure.
What is he like as a player? And so now that you've seen some tape of him.
Oh, he's skilled. 3-level scorer. He can make shots and finish and three, mid range, floater. He do a little bit of everything. Honestly, I like him. I mean, good guard skill is for sure gonna be a challenge in the game. I like what he brings, and I like great guard matchups, and he really a big piece to their team.
Jeremy, I'm sorry if you covered this already, but to set a single season assist record the other night, just how important was that to you personally? Was that a goal of yours coming into the year? And do you have any memories of Cassius too when you were coming up?
A little. I kind of started watching Cassius a little late, later in his career, but for sure, I wouldn't say it was a goal of mine to kind of break this single season record. I definitely had a goal of trying to lead the country in assists. That was one of my goals, and I didn't know how many assists that would be or whatnot, but that was definitely a goal of mine that I had. And overall, being able to do something like that is special. He had great players. We got great players. Credit to my teammates. Like, they made the shots and the dunks and the threes and all of that. And I just was able to get them the ball. But overall, it's grateful, special just to be, with some of the guys that played and point guards played for Coach Izzo and this university is special.
What stood out about North Dakota State from what you've seen so far?
They got 8-9 guys that all can play, all can shoot the ball, kind of skilled. They have every position that you need, and that's kind of, shows why their record is 27-7, I believe. Like, that's really hard to do, to win 27 games, and everybody can play. They got, some shooters, some great guards, some bigs, some wings. So they have a little bit of everything, and they match up, I guess you can say pretty well. So that's for sure going to be a challenge, and we know they're going to come in, play hard, and how they play.
Can you feel things? Does it feel like tournament time? Can you feel it ramping up?
For sure. It felt like tournament time once the mid-majors, the low-majors tournaments start watching, just at home watching like 4 games at a time from all conferences. So this is really the best time of the year. Everybody's playing basketball. You can wake up and it's basketball on. You can go to sleep and it's basketball on. So that's really the best, compared to having to wait till like 7, or 8 o'clock for a game to come on. So this is the most special time. This is where memories are made.
With the meetings, film room, those type of things, can you feel just a little more focus in the room? Does the room change at all?
Definitely. I think you obviously take it up 10 notches. Every detail, every play, every possession, every rebound can be the cost of you winning a game or could be the cause of you losing. And just understand that, no one wants to go home, no one wants to lose, and we all want to play for our brothers and our seniors for as long as possible. Like, you don't want to go out on a bad note and try to make, every game and every possession the most you can, because as long as you gave it your all, and whether you win the national championship or you lose by one, if you can say you went out there and have no regrets, you can I think live with yourself.
How many games do you watch a week? I know Tom was saying that you watch a fair bit and have knowledge of guys around the country that he's kind of surprised by.
How many games a week? I go home and watch games. Like, I have YouTube TV, so I put on like the 4 screens, and it's just whoever playing and it's on, whoever plays next is on. So like some of the teams that before we even play, like I've seen play scouts, know who played well, know who didn't play well, and who's on a heater. So like when we do film up there, it's just kind of like a little deeper dive on it. But
Have you seen North Dakota State at any time on the? I mean, they're not a team that would usually be on a.
No, I seen Omaha a little bit. I seen some of the teams in their conference. St. Thomas, like some of those games. But it's kind of hard. Like those teams are now on maybe on ESPN or CBS or SEC Network, some of that stuff. So, but I seen some of the teams from the conference.
What do you think is the biggest thing you've learned from Izzo?
How to be a great person, how to be a great leader. Overall, what's it mean to come to work every day? Like, I can say, Coach, as long as I've been here, he has never came to work, not ready to work. When he comes and steps in the gym, it's time to get better. It's time to get better. Time to learn, and time to help somebody. Like, he's always willing to help and trying to help, and finding ways to get better over the time. So
today, he would say like 4 words to you. Do you guys almost have like a shorthand communication thing?
A little bit. I think that's what comes with being with such a great person and a leader. Like me and him, Coach Iz, that bond and relationship has grown so much, and just me trusting him so much and him trusting me, how much I kind of can see, he knows when he wants me to step in and be a leader and say something, and when also he tells me like, no, don't do this or how to lead and help people. So overall, I'm just grateful for that. And we kind of don't really say much like out here, but we talk a lot in his office and in meetings and rooms. So definitely, being able to keep building that bond and relationship is just special, and I'm just grateful to have.
Is there more to being a leader than Mike imagined a couple of years ago?
For sure. Early on coming in, I was freshman, kind of shy, quiet. Kind of knew a little something, but it was hard. Never playing college, I can't really tell. Older guys all like, do this or don't do this. So overall now I can see how much it has grown, and knowing the challenges that it brings and that you have to face. But overall, just knowing that it's a lot what come with being a leader. It's a lot of responsibility, and that's what you play basketball for. You want the bads to be on you, so it just makes you work harder and find ways to be better. And then when it's good, you still got to get better. So like overall, the end goal is to never be satisfied and keep pushing.
You guys all set?